The Super 73 S2 straddles the line between being an e-bike and an electric motorcycle. It's actually a beast. And I'm not gonna lie, this is the first e-bike that scared me. But sometimes you have to be put in check, am I right? All right, let's go get this thing dirty. I wanted to start this film off by looking at the design of the Super 73 S2. It definitely reminds me of the motorcycles of the 1970s and the motorcycle I started to ride on, the Honda Trail 70. It's my favorite machine ever. But overall, I love how this thing looks. I especially enjoy the 73 cutout here beneath the seat, the front and rear taillight, the fork and bars combination, and the battery. As a whole, it looks great and it feels really special when you're sitting on it. The one thing I don't like is the negative space here in the frame. I don't like that with cafe styled motorcycles either. It's just a weird, odd space with nothing in it. You gotta use your negative space right. That's just the art school coming out in me, but yeah, it's something I don't like. Overall, she's a looker, and I like it.
Let's get to the numbers. The S2's motor has a range of power from 750 to 2000 watts depending on ride mode. The battery is 960 watt-hour and has an estimated range of 40 to 75 miles. That's also dependent on ride mode and assistant level. Charge time is 6 to 7 hours when the battery is empty, but seems to be way faster when there's still some juice in there. We have the LCD screen that sits next to the left hand on the handlebars. The outer edge of the screen displays a circle indicating how much battery is left. In the center of the circle you can view your speed, range, change your pedal assist level, and view your total miles ridden. To turn on the lights, you just hold the top arrow up for 3 seconds. The bike can also connect to your phone. Yes, it's both compatible with iOS and Android. In the app, you can view a map where you can scout the city and get directions. There's the dashboard menu where you can see all the same things you can see on the LCD screen. In the vehicle menu, you can change the bike's class and enable unlimited mode. We'll get more into unlimited mode later in the film. It's my favorite part about this bike. Lastly, you can do over-the-air updates here in the vehicle menu. As of now, the bike doesn't have any security systems like the VanMoof S3, but Super 73 told me that some kind of remote anti-theft security and geolocation tracking is coming in early 2021. Moving on, the bike's dimensions. The seat sits at 31 inches high, it's 67 inches long, 25 inches wide at the bars, and weighs 73 pounds. Lastly, the bike was easy to assemble. All you have to do is put on the bars, the pedals, and then you have to fill up the tires. It ended up taking me a while because the stem screws were scattered all over the bottom of the box. Luckily, none of them went missing.
In the beginning of this film, I mentioned that this bike straddles the line between being an e-bike and an electric motorcycle. And I'm going to talk about the e-bike side of things here first. When Super 73 made the S2, they casted a really wide net. This bike is a Class 1, Class 2, and Class 3 e-bike, so you can legally ride it anywhere. In the Class 3 setting with the assist set to 4, where I like to ride, the bike is really smooth. I'd have to say the bike is about doing 96% of the work, so it's easy cruising, unless you're going up a hill, a steep hill. There are some hills that are just too steep for the S2, and that's a result of the bike being a single speed, it not having enough power, and the ergonomics of standing up while riding. It's just really hard to effectively get weight over the wheels and get into a comfortable position on the bike while going up a hill. Separately, you can purchase a 10-speed gear set for the rear wheel. It's something that I think would be worthwhile for those bigger hills, especially here in San Francisco. So I did do my 12-mile commute from my house to work, then back home again, and the S2 definitely enhanced that commute. Also saved 16 minutes, so there's something good that happened in 2020. Let's go get this thing on the dirt. All right, so I'm on the dirt now, and I'm gonna talk about how this bike is somewhat like an electric motorcycle as well. That's where we get into unlimited mode. I'm gonna turn it on here. And unlimited mode is not exactly legal. It's just something I kind of do off the beaten path when nobody's around. And here we go. It's completely driven by the throttle here. And the motor goes from 1200 watt to 2000 watts, so there's a lot more power. a lot faster than in class 3. Here we go. Yeah, oh man. I'm gonna get muddy here, I guarantee it. Oh, 30 miles an hour, it tops out. Oh yeah, it got muddy. I'm gonna slow down so I can talk to you. All right, I got my face cleaned off. I'm pretty dirty. The fenders obviously don't work. But I do have to say that unlimited mode is where it's at. It is so fun. You can keep up with city traffic and it enhances urban riding. You can just go blast off and wah, wah, you know, jump around. It's fantastic. I do have to mention that this is a momentum bike, and what I mean by that is that once you lose your speed, it takes forever to get it back. It takes 15 seconds to go from 0 to 30 miles an hour. So whatever you can do to prep for hills and manage speed going into corners, do it. It'll really enhance your ride and you'll have a lot of fun. All right, I'm gonna jump back up on the concrete here because it'll be less bouncy, I think. Also want to talk about the Badger tires a little bit. They may look super grippy, but they're actually pretty hard, dense rubber. So you have to be careful. That's where I scared myself. I went too hot into a corner and I felt the rear slip out a little bit. So be cautious. I definitely have to say that the S2 leans more towards being an on-road vehicle. I mean, mellow dirt stuff, hard packed dirt is fine. But once you get into the bigger stuff, the bike really struggles with power and stability. The front shock does dampen impacts, but the back is just bouncing around uncontrollably. And if you're trying to make it up any hill, yeah, there's no power there. If you're looking to go more off-road, I would look at Super73's RX model, which does have that rear spring, but it does have the same motor, so you're still going to struggle with power. If you're looking to go really off-road, I would look at just getting a 4-stroke that powers through anything and goes over anything. This bike costs $2,695, and I know that's a lot, but I think it's worth it. It looks great and it's capable. It's a great weekend toy and a great commuter. I just ultimately wish that it had a little bit more power for getting up some hills and getting up to speed quicker. Also, I think this would be a great starter bike for somebody who eventually wants to ride motorcycles. In unlimited mode, you can get a real feel of what it's like to ride at speed on 2 wheels. I've had a really great week with this bike. I really enjoyed it. My favorite thing I did was ride on the beach during sunset. It was pretty magical. Ultimately, I think this bike would be a great addition to my garage and your garage too. Thanks for watching. This is my 3rd e-bike video. You can check out the other 2 and be sure to like and subscribe down below. Adios.